What's going on, guys? This is Miasin. So a few days ago we got some brand new Dinorphia support, 2 new cards to be exact, so 1 fusion monster, 1 new trap card, and the trap card is actually really similar to a trap card that we already had, which was the Domain, the Shadow Fusion-esque normal trap card, which is really insane. This deck just got so much better. Do I think it's going to necessarily be tier 1? I don't know, but with more support, it's definitely going into that direction. So before we start into this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Also check me out on Twitch and Instagram, and with that being said, let's jump right into combo number 1. Alright, so combo number 1 is basically assuming that you have Theresia, which is the 1-card starter, and whatever, if you have Diplos in your hand, or even the other one, it would kind of be the same thing, but whatever. Diplos, let's just say that you have this one. Look at what you can do with your turn 1, and then your follow-up, because the follow-up of this deck is really aggressive. You're pretty much always killing your opponent on turn 3. It's not really a slow control deck that really wins over time. It actually puts a lot of pressure very fast, and of course it capitalizes really well off of that pressure. So assuming that your opponent summons a monster like Neptibus, this is the prime example of the kind of card that loses really hard to the new fusion monster. Look at what you can do. So on the summon, because unfortunately you can't really shotgun this anytime you want, it is during your opponent's main phase only, pay half your life points, fusion summon 1 Dinorphia fusion monster from your extra deck, using 1 monster from your hand, from your deck, and 1 monster from your extra deck as fusion material. Basically the exact same thing almost as Domain. So you're going to be summoning the monster that isn't new, the Kanshri-gina. Basically copies the effect of a Dinorphia trap card in your graveyard. So on resolution, we're going to be doing just that. So pay 2,000, well, half of your life points. It's not actually 2,000. Banish the trap card and then use it, resolve it again. Summon the new monster, which is Rexstrum, an actual real dinosaur, because they kind of look like machines or something. But I guess this is a T-Rex, so your opponent cannot activate the effects of monster they control with attack greater than or equal to your life points. So quick effect, you can pay half your life points. The attack of all monsters your opponent currently controls become equal to your life points. So even if this Neptibus only has 800, which is way less than our life points, we can actually transform that Neptibus into a monster strong enough to the point where it will not be able to use its effect. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing again on resolution. And of course, when we get to our turn, we normal summon the other card in our hand, we inflict a little bit of damage, we make Dolka, and then we use the effect of the Kanshri-gina in order to copy the Domain that we just foolished with the Diplos. I think that's the name of the card. Yes, so we're fusing for another Kanshri-gina, and since we're killing ourselves more and more and more, and this is like freaking 15,000 damage or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, all you really needed for this was like 1 card for the interruption skill drain, and of course your follow-up, you're killing guaranteed. So that's it for combo number 1. Let's get into combo number 2. Alright, combo number 2 is very similar, but this time you're not actually interrupting your opponent on turn 1, but you are having a lethal follow-up. Assuming that you have this and maybe some other utility trap cards, you can actually do so much. So Diplos, and this card actually revives back up to 2 Dinorphia monsters from your graveyard, but fortunately Diplos has 1,000 attack, so you can take full advantage of this by making the Elmirage, and then set the trap card, so revive back the 2 monsters, preferably something that you actually do on your opponent's end phase, and then you can go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, set a Dinorphia monster, well, trap card, and send another Dinorphia trap card. So whatever, we're going to be foolishing for the Brood, but that's not the most relevant thing. And the Domain set actually is really important. So now you immediately start with Dolka, because we really want to play through Ash and Nibiru and stuff like that, whatever, even though it's not really a problem, because this deck only needs like 3 summons to kill our opponent. Like literally, that's it. It was literally 3 summons on our turn, and 3 summons or 2 summons on our opponent's turn. Yeah, 2 summons, so absolutely insane. Our opponent is already dead, just like this. In a trap deck, 2 cards can actually OTK your opponent, but of course, it takes 1 turn of setting up. So yeah, that's it for combo number 2. Let's get into combo number 3. Alright, this combo is actually really interesting because this time we're using Torrential Tribute, which has so much synergy in this deck because destroying yourself is actually beneficial, and you're going to see why soon enough. So Theresa is of course getting the Frenzy, which is my new favorite trap card in this deck. It's so freaking good, man. Oh my god. And we're setting the Torrential Tribute, assuming that our opponent is playing whatever, a pretty respectable deck, Tenyi Sword Soul. Look at this, man. This is all you need to stop your opponent completely, pretty much regardless of the hand that our opponent has. So yeah, he's summoning a token, whatever, all good. We're making Frenzy, and then we're making Kanshri-gina, and then we're using the effect pay 2,000, summon the big boy Rexstrum, and our opponent is making a vanilla Chijiao. Feels freaking bad because we have 2,000 life points and the Chijiao has 2,800 attack. So this can get the Foolish Burial for sure. And now our opponent is going Long Yuan, page the token, summon, technically use the effect of a shootout to bounce back the Rexstrum, but at the same time we have Torrential, so on the summon we pop everything and we don't go minus at all. If anything, we almost generate card advantage by destroying ourselves because we revive back absolutely everything and we get to trigger back the Diplos and the Theresia on our opponent's turns. So we're always getting that advantage every single second. We're setting the Sonic, which is not really an Omni Negate, it's a Spell or Trap Negate, while you control a Dinorphia monster, and then it destroys one of your Dinorphia. So again, you're not really losing anything. If anything, you're getting your money back and potentially a set or a Foolish. Anyways, this is going to be game, I think you already guessed it. Regardless of the card that you draw, we make Dolka to play around hand traps, and then the effect of Cantragina, summon another Cantragina, and 23 plus 3k plus 3k and an Omni Negate equals Merry Christmas, you are dead. Alright, last combo, which is pretty much a replay at this point. I just opened a bunch of trap cards. Obviously, this is against a deck that I was not expecting, so branded something featuring cards and Harpy's Feather Duster in the main deck, apparently. So this was just a random duel that I had online. Of course, I'm good at the game. I opened up with a Solemn Judgment. Branded Fusion is going to resolve, no problem. And then I'm going to be summoning my monster, and I'm going to be also using the effect in order to fuse for the other fusion monster, so the Rextrum. And I'm going to be using itself as material, which is not the end of the world. It's all good. If this gets destroyed, it gets to revive back the big fusion monster. Now our opponent is making a Mirror Jade with 3,000 attack, but we only have 1,000 life points. So it's really not the end of the world. This Mirror Jade cannot use its effect yet. Our opponent also has Fusion Destiny for Phoenix Enforcer, so pretty good hand, right? It was Harpy's Feather Duster, Branded Fusion, Fusion Destiny, literally everything, you name it. And our opponent is trying to attack, but we can use the effect to make the Mirror Jade weaker, so it actually crashes on the Rextrum. But of course, the effect of Mirror Jade during the end phase will trigger to destroy the Rextrum. Since when do I actually care about destruction? It's really all good. The one issue that I had here was reviving back the Rextrum, obviously after it already used this effect. That's really stupid. I should have revived back the 2 level 4 monsters, so that's my bad here. But anyways, now I'm reviving back the Katarina, level 6, okay? I'll stop calling them by their weird, complicated names. And my opponent is trying to destroy my monster with Phoenix Enforcer. Look at the amount of life points that I have, freaking 63. And I'm reviving back the Rextrum again, which is going to get popped and revived back for the 10th billion time. So I have 2 monsters with 37 attack, and I'm reviving back a monster, and I have a draw for turn. My opponent is completely dead. So that's pretty much it for this Dinorphia combo video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time tomorrow for the deck profile. Peace.